Well, I saw your video and just thought I'd make a few comments about it. I think a lot of people have thought seriously about the issues you've been thinking um, about technology and the way in which the power that technology confers upon individuals can be abused. Guns is probably one of the most obvious examples, but there are other examples as well of technology being misused by people who are not mature socially or intellectually, emotionally, to be able to handle that kind of power responsibly. Um, Now, let me start off by saying that, people are not born smart. They get smart with experience and education over time. That will always be part of the human condition. That, you know, we have not evolved our consciousness to come out of the womb with everything we know through experience and learning. Okay, that's part of our adaptability. It's part of why we have advanced and evolved so quickly, because we didn't have to count on evolution to do that for us. Okay, but one of the side effects of that is that, well, we're not born this way. We have to learn how to be mature and how to be educated and intelligent. And so that aspect is always going to be with us. That, when we're young, it's going to be very dangerous for us because we're not going to know how to deal with these powerful tools and weapons that science has made possible for us. So we're stuck with that. That's always going to be with us for as long as civilization exists. Okay, but the upside is that, yeah, we are pretty advanced, and yeah, it has created intellectual and social advancements far beyond anything we could have achieved just through evolution by itself. Okay, so it's a double-edged sword. There's pros and there's cons. There's always trade-offs with these sorts of things. So I think, on the whole, I like technology and I like what it's provided with us. There are the hazards, of course. Okay. Now, getting to specifics with guns in particular, I mean, I think you perhaps underestimate how many people who own guns are responsible with them. So I know for myself, I had this impression. I think part of it was that I was afraid of guns. I was not afraid of necessarily what other people would do with guns. That was kind of a projection. I was afraid that I wouldn't know how to handle a gun. And it made me nervous to handle a gun personally. And finally, the conclusion I came to was that it was something I felt I needed to confront and needed to learn on my own. And I went out and I got a gun. I learned how to use it and care for it. And I feel as though it's helped me mature in that way. And I don't have that same kind of visceral reaction to guns. When I see a gun, I go, oh, it's a gun. Yeah, you can kill people with it, but that very rarely happens, okay? Very, very rarely happens. And in the grand scheme of things, of course, there's dealing with mortality too. There's the idea, well, I'm not sure if I trust myself with this powerful thing called a gun, okay? And then there's also the realization, hey, I'm mortal, and I'm facing certain death, And there's those two things which combined can create a very visceral reaction to things like that. Chances are that when you die, it's going to be something far more mundane, So, I don't walk around with this consciousness of mortality that I identify with 24/7. Okay, so part of consciousness is being able to objectify things like that and not identify with them. It's emerging consciousness, and maturing is being able to take these things you formerly identified with and objectifying and saying, holding them up and being able to look at them objectively, rather than having a very strong attachment and identity associated with them. So, you know, you don't have to identify with this fear of your mortality, or this fear of guns, okay? That you can confront it. And I think for me, the big breakthrough is understanding that I could possess a gun and be in control of it, and that I trust myself with them, okay? And that's brought me a great deal of inner peace, okay? That I feel comfortable with them now. And I'm not frightened of them. And it's, you know, far be it for me to make that kind of suggestion, right? But it could be that you're ready to take that step now. That perhaps it's something you need to confront, and that these issues are coming up for you now because you're ready for it. So, just my opinion. But anyways, good video, good topic, and I just want to respond. Thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks. Bye.